Hey, good evening, ladies and germs. Elton McFall here in the Ville-Marie borough of Montreal between downtown and Hochelaga. And look as here, they start to record is this beautiful old Suzuki. Good old Suzuki motorcycle. Looks like definitely a 4-cylinder. I don't know what model it is. I don't know, fucking 70s, late 70s, 80s. Anyway, as you can see, we're here by the headquarters of the Quebec Provincial Police Force. Excuse me, I blanked out there for a moment. And I actually wasn't going to make a video because I almost did a complete walk around, but I'm noticing more and more vehicles that are particularly interesting that I figured those of you like me who have respect for the police and therefore love police vehicles, you'd like to see some of the things I've noticed. Such as this huge fleet of all these F-150 police trucks. They're all pickups. Look at that. Look how many there are. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why are there so many of these? And the only thing I can determine is that they're going to be used to haul boats and trailers, and I don't know, they're going to be in off-road type of places. Look, there's more here. You know, smaller towns, you know, places where there's not too many paved roads. I don't know, lots of fucking places like in Alberta, you know, where it's just rough going, you know, it's not in the city, and the trucks got to get there, man. They gotta get there, you know, roughing it, man, literally. Look at that. It's funny because they almost looked unmarked, except for the emblem. It's fucking pretty cool, you know. And I've seen some other things. I figured I better, because I did a video like this, when was it, last year, the year before, you know. So I figured some of you guys will get a kick out of it. The headquarters, the siège social, la Sûreté du Québec. I don't know why I blanked out on that for a moment. And almost all the vehicles here are police vehicles, as far as I know. And I was just walking by, and I thought, man, how cool would it be to get a response here? You know, like a big response. You know, like. I'm not saying it would be good, obviously, to get a multiple murder case, but, you know, the response on that rolling out of here. Of course, then they have a fucking parking underground there. So I guess that's for the mobile command units and bus, and I don't know what else. They still got an old Impala. I guess they're keeping that as a souvenir, or some sort of local duty. I don't know, maybe for like the Jacques Cartier Bridge, which is right near here. And I'm going to show you something. The coolest thing that's here, there it is, an old Hummer H1. This is the only Hummer I like. I don't like the H2 or 3. They look like toys, but this is as fucking rugged as it ever got. And, you know, thanks to Schwarzenegger for buying these in the 80s and, you know, making this a successful product from General Motors. And that's what really evolved into the H2 and H3. But this is the big one, very just wide as a bus and just huge. And look, the thing was usually a 4-door, and they were conceived originally, I think by AM General, and for the Army, for the U.S. Army, you know, and they were used in the Persian Gulf War and all that. And these guys have one. I mean, well, wow! Imagine where they're going to use that fucking thing, eh? Where it's really no man's land, you know, like the fucking tundra and all that, eh? Like Arctic kind of places practically. Well, there's not Arctic Quebec unless you're, I guess, going north of Labrador and all that. But Dodge Ram there. I know it's too bad about the fence, but hey, better than nothing. Luckily for you, I'm tall, eh? They got a lot of unmarked units, you know, of fucking Chryslers or whatever. And I've already popped off a few pics as I've done last time I was here. Interestingly enough, I didn't see really any of the Interceptor Explorers. I saw a bunch of new ones that weren't even on the road yet that I filmed here. What is it, last year, I guess? There's an ex-fire station here. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's here. You know? I don't know when, look at these big bastards here. I don't know when the hell they built this siège social, which is French for, you know, the head office. But judging by the design, it looks to me like, I'd say 60s, 70s. Look at this here. You got one of the new, I guess it's a Suburban, no, it's a Tahoe, I guess. Chevy Tahoe, GMC. And then you got this much older Explorer here, or sorry, is it an Explorer or is it a Excursion? Sorry, I think that's an excursion, because the excursion was like the Explorer, but much bigger. But me, you know, I'm visually impaired, so we're gonna have to... Oh, wow, the sun is, oof, really, really big time reflecting off that glass there. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, it's, no, sorry, expedition. What am I talking about, excursion? Anyway, it's got a little bit of rust there, so it's been... These were never, oddly enough, too, here in Quebec, or I guess Canada, compared to the States. This was really a U.S. conceived vehicle, because they never sold many of those expeditions up here. Not many at all. There's the drug boats, you know, and going to fucking seize cigarette cartels off water. And look at this huge mobile command unit. Sorry, pardon me. This is a unit for. It says identité judiciaire. This is for criminal records check. I don't know why the hell you need a fucking truck that big for that, but anyway, I'm not a cop, so what do I know? Yeah, this is the old Fire Station 19, if I'm not mistaken, or 20, right here on Fulham Street. I'll zoom in on for you there on this beautiful evening. And this coat I'm wearing is actually too warm. Yeah, Poste de Pompier 19, of course. Now it's not called a poste anymore, it's called a caserne. Yeah, people always wanting to change things that don't necessarily need to be changed. Look at this lovely evening. It was cloudy for a while before. It's turning out to be pretty nice. I'm going to give you another shot of that, well, I almost said AMG General, but that Hummer, which was made by GM, and definitely, I'm surely must have the 6.2 or something like that, a diesel motor in it, no gas. This, I guess, is where they keep all the rifles and bazookas, you know. I know I'm sounding snarky like a guy I'm subscribed to. I love his videos there by Auto Europa Nables there. Bill from there. He makes just great videos. Very snarky guy. Guy's older than me. He's like 53 or something. You know. All right, where's that big bastard? There it is. There it is. Look. I took a photo of it before, just between those whatever the hell they are. Just from the front of it. It's just so scary looking, even though it's white. I love it. Man, if I was filthy rich, I would buy one of these just for the hell of it, you know? Go fucking off-roading, go to little Laurentians, you know, you could bring a fucking canoe on the roof and fucking shotguns and whatever, you know. Here's your usual fare, Taurus Interceptors and the Charger, and of course the Charger for police work has not been the best of vehicle. It's very stylish. I love it compared to the Taurus. I like the Taurus like a lot of people, but a lot of people don't like the Taurus because it does look bland. But the Taurus is a bit taller off as well too, so it's easier to bring in suspects and people to sit them in the back of these instead of the Charger, because the Charger, the roof line's lower, and also the Charger is low too. I mean, I saw a video one time on YouTube of a fucking Subaru pulling a fucking Charger out of the snow, for Christ's sake. A Subaru. I mean, the Charger, I guarantee you, weighs more than the Subaru. You know? Yepers. Another advantage of living not far from here. You gotta be a real eccentric like me, eh, too. Hey, talk about lazy, eh? Come on. You have a fucking skateboard and you're too lazy to skate. That, it doesn't get... I think the laziest thing that man's ever invented, though, is the... I forgot the name of it. You know the one I'm talking about with the two wheels there and you're just... What do they call it? A hoverboard? That thing was invented in the 90s. Now the name escapes me, of course, because I'm getting older and I smoke tweeds. So, oh, by the way, if some of these buildings look familiar, if there's some of you my loyal subscribers, that's because I filmed the snow removal operation. Beautiful snow removal operation. I don't want to say the dead of winter there because it was actually a beautiful winter day. And, yeah. But there's another vehicle, the reason why I wanted to make this video also that I saw I'd never seen here before, because I pass by here occasionally, I don't know, maybe 2-3 times a year. And I'm gonna show it to you in a moment, especially to you guys who love vans or American vans. You're gonna get a kick out of it, I think. There's a Volkswagen piece of junk there. Made me think of a Passat I saw from about those years in the early 90s with my friend Ben last week in Saint-Lambert. And but look at this wall here. This for sure was here originally, I guarantee you. That structure, that whole high-rise, that whole skyscraper, that was definitely built after that. I don't know if this was always a fucking headquarters of the Quebec police force, but if it wasn't that, it was some sort of nunnery or a prison or I don't know what, because this looks like a prison wall, seriously. You know? Yeah, it's kind of like a little walking video like I do, but more like specialized, eh? Right here on the Rue Follum. See, this is where I would see them coming out of here. You know, all these cop cars just fucking flowing out of here, hightailing it on an emergency, like you see in the movies, you know, like anywhere downtown LA or New York or whatever, they're just fucking piling out of there. Caprices and Crown Victorias and Diplomats and Furies. I forget anything? And then there was the other type of oddball cars. Yeah. I mean, look at that rock. It doesn't look cheap, eh? Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a motor pool, as they call it. Quite the motor pool. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, the last time I was here and I did a video, I think it was last summer, or maybe the year before, but anyway, they had a whole bunch of brand new Ford Explorer Interceptors. The Interceptor is always the police pack version. And you can see, look, they have a lot of the unmarked units, which don't really interest me because they're just, you know, smaller vehicles like these fucking Chevy Volts, which, like, whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's not a Tesla, and even at that, I mean, you know, there's a lot of pollution made just to fucking make those batteries, eh? So, electric vehicles, as we all know, they're not all cracked up as what we think they'd be, but they are. One thing they are, though, is extremely powerful. That's definitely been proven. Look at this. See if I can get a shot of it. There's another Tahoe, and it's in the older colors. So I'm guessing this one's got a few years on it. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. There's not many of them, though. You know, but they really, the Quebec police force, or as we call them here in French, the SQ, they really went for those Interceptors. Another Ram. And this is the Ram I wanted to show you guys also. Wow. I don't remember the last time I saw a Dodge Ram this fucking clean, okay? Look at this thing. It's amazing. It looks almost fucking brand new. I'd never seen it here before. And it's got that look, it's got the ladder and that thing on the next to it, that tube thing. And it looks to me like seriously, this looks like a spec for an old bell truck. That's how they looked. That's how they were. But that can't be a bell truck because those trucks were driven into the ground. I mean, some of them still remain, but they're huge pigs on gas. They're 318s, they're 360 V8s. Look how clean this thing is. That's the original paint, original color. The chrome is beautiful. And actually, come to think of it, I'm not sure, but those rear windows actually look like they were a custom job. But I might be wrong, I don't know. You know, but that's so clean. I'm not a huge fan of these. I like the older Dodge Rams, but wow. Check that thing out, man. It's amazing. There's a custom window there on the rear side there. That's amazing. It would be amazing if it stayed in that condition, but I'm sure that's not going to happen, you know. And then you got more unmarked units, these whatever the fuck minivans I don't give a goddamn shit about. But again, it's interesting, those Explorer Interceptors, there's none of them here. I only saw one. I don't know why. I guess they went, I guess they're on the road. I guess they're on duty. I think they're all working, I guess. They're all working on highways and byways across Quebec and small town roads and 2-lane blacktops and enforcing safety and stopping speeders and attending to accidents and whatever else in between, you know? You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Yeah, I would have liked to have been a police officer, but that's something, you know, I'm 44 years old, and that's something actually years ago I would have never have thought of doing, but then again, you know, 20 years ago, I didn't even know how the fucking world ran, so I didn't know how life worked. And now it's, of course, these are the type of people I look at with admiration. It's not just, it just comes with loving those types of vehicles. You know, obviously I have a respect for firefighters because I love fire trucks. I like, same thing with paramedics. I have an admiration for them because I like ambulances, you know. And of course, like any company, they got transit vans, which I hate. They think they're ugly, and there you go, voila! There you have it. I hope you like this. J'espère que vous avez aimé mon vidéo, and there you go, and appreciate all your positive comments. And of course, this video is dedicated to you men and women of law enforcement, as the show and cops would say, which is cancelled in a ridiculous fucking fashion because we live in a fucking ridiculous world more than ever. I mean, really, you know, we're okay, sure, of course it was a made-for-TV show and it was a Hollywood type of thing about it, but it was real. It was the first reality TV show, you know. They showed that they didn't take any cops. They showed the best cops to put on camera, the exemplary police officers, you know. Anyway, it is what it is. So coming to you not live from Montreal. Take care. Thanks for watching. And by the way, if you like what I do and you want to send me a gratuity, it would be much appreciated. You can do that through my email, which is eltonmcfall, Elton like Elton John, McFall, MCFALL @hotmail.com. You can send me something by PayPal or Interac transfer in Canada. Thanks for watching. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.